Hello, I'm Doug and this is a Taste and Sensibility channel. And today we are at day 8 of the 2019 Whiskey Advent Calendar, which I have sitting here. This is an interesting collection by an interesting company. Drinks by the Dram puts together little samples of interesting whiskeys and rums and mezcals and anything people might want to try. So they can just buy samples that are 1 ounces, 30 milliliters, instead of a whole bottle of something and find out if they like it. So this is basically a sample company of different liquors from around the world. And since they have all these samples in a marketing department, they put it together into gift boxes, and you can buy world whiskeys, Irish whiskeys, Japanese whiskeys, Indian whiskeys. You name it, they have a collection. So this is simply called the Whiskey Advent Calendar, and it could have any kind of bourbon, Scotch whiskey, Japanese, Australian, Indian, Taiwanese, rye whiskeys, Canadian. You name it, it might be in there, or some other juice that you haven't heard of. So if you like the videos that you've been seeing here on this channel, please like the video, give it that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, leave a question, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell to get notified when the new videos come out on Mondays and Thursdays. Usually Mondays and Thursdays, but during December, while we're doing the Advent Calendar, we have to do it every day. So I have to hunt down slot number 8 today to open it up and get today's whiskey sample. And I have found it. And I'm glad it's one of these little small ones where I can't really see. I can only see the waxed top. So out it comes without me looking. And I'm going to break it open, pour it in, and give it a smell and taste and see what I can figure out about it. So I'm doing this whole set blind, just to test myself and to produce some entertaining content. And then I'm going to hide it here in this little lens hood or shroud so I can't see. And put this huge box back. So, what do I get on the nose? That's a nice color. It's very yellow. It doesn't seem to have any coloring added to it. It's not that brownish stuff. Ooh, malty. It's malty without any smoke or peat. It's malty without having any kind of sherry or wine cask finish that I can tell. So this is going to be one of those head scratchers because all the malts can smell alike, taste alike. I'll try to find some extra clues. There is a nice honey space ID type thing, biscuity character, butter in a biscuit, in a shortbread cookie. I move back and forth between the terminologies of Scotland and America and confuse both sides. Shortbread cookies are biscuits in Scotland. And that note is in there, it's buttery. It's a little grainy and bready. Honey, it's pretty light, but it's in there. So that's a good nose. It seems to be a high quality malt. Without any embellishment from wine cask finishing or smoke or a peated malt. So, I think I've run out of clues on the nose, so we'll just start tasting. Yes, it's a good malt. And it sure lands right in the middle of the Speyside or the Highlands to my palate. It's definitely in the Scotch style. If it's from some other part of the world, they're using Scotch as their standard. It's a nice solid maturation in like a bourbon cask, something that doesn't add a lot of flavors other than vanilla. A little wood spice on the end. It's not bitter. It's just a tiny bit spicy. So some Indian distilleries could taste like this. Taiwanese distilleries could taste like this. This is good, but I think it's from Scotland. ABV, I'm guessing 40 to 43. Doesn't seem to be real strong. And the flavors are held back a little, I think, by the lower ABV. It's not carrying as much flavor into the glass. So a good high quality malt, it would be helped with a higher ABV. Not getting a lot of other notes. If there's fruit in there, it's very light. Could be pears and apples. Yeah, they're there and very faint and far away and distant. So I think it's a typical Speyside or Highland malt without any marine character. It's not matured near the ocean. And watered down to 40 or 43 and has less flavor than a lot of the stronger ones do. So I'm going to add some water, see if anything else comes out on the nose or on the palate. Not too much water, because I think it's already on the low side. But adding a few drops of water makes the ethanol that's in here, the alcohol, a poorer solvent. It's a alcohol water mixture. Some things are soluble and some things aren't. More of the flavor and aroma compounds come near to the surface. Easier to smell. Some things come out of solution, some things don't. So it can change it, open it up, give you more accessibility to some of the aromas and flavors. And this is not changing greatly. I'm getting the breadiness. I'd say the grain notes were enhanced. Oh, on the palate. It's a little sweeter. Maybe a tad fruitier. Harder to tell it's a malt, harder to detect the maltiness. But it's sweetened up a little bit, changed slightly. But it doesn't change my assessment. I think it's a single malt Scotch. Guess it could be a blend of malts. So I don't taste any grain or any of the other rougher stuff that might be in there if it's a blend. A blended Scotch, it includes grain whiskey. So I'm going to go ahead and look and see what this malt, where it's from. Fettercairn 12-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey, 40% ABV. So I've not had Fettercairn. I've had a few chances to buy bottles from independent bottlers and seen the name, and it sticks in your brain once you've seen it. But I've never bought any. So this is a pleasant, nice, apparently Speyside or Highland without a lot of special characteristics at 40%. And if you bought it from that independent bottler, it would probably be 55% ABV or so and have much more flavor and be much more distinctive. Distinguished from the other Speysides and Highlands or wherever this is from. So that was a good high quality malt, but suffers from being 40% ABV. So I like that one. So again, please like the video, leave a comment, leave a question, subscribe, click the bell, and come back tomorrow for another blind tasting and review. And Merry Christmas.